Hello everybody, my name is Chris, aka Starrapter, and welcome to the channel. Every week you guys can expect me to break down the latest in the Star Wars comics, books, and more, so please support the channel by subscribing. That being said, this week we have two new Star Wars comics to talk about. The first one is my favorite, that is Star Wars Darth Vader. This is issue number 22, and this is part 4 of Fortress Vader. So last we picked up Vader is on Mustafar. He is trying to figure out how to build this fortress of his, and well, one of the people that is helping him gets possessed by the helmet of Lord Momin, and next thing you know, they start drawing up the plans because they're being possessed, and that is what this Dark Lord architect wants. And Vader is curious. He looks into the gaze of this Lord Momin helmet in this issue and gets sucked and transformed into this flashback of this character. So this bulk of this issue is basically all about this character, Lord Momin, how he fits into the Star Wars lore, what is he about, and it takes us all the way back into a time period that we aren't really familiar with, somewhere in the Old Republic, all these brand new characters, and it's just very fascinating. We learn all these secrets of this character, what makes him tick, and by the end of this issue we have Vader even actually attempting to put on the Lord Momin helmet. Doesn't last long, he takes it off, but then we have Vader going to the lava flea people, the Mustafarian people who are actually on lava fleas, which is pretty cool. He actually takes one of those people and uses Momin's helmet on that to help communicate with Momin. He's very interested in Momin. Momin then tells him that he has a chance to reconnect with the dead, and Vader's just straight up like, yeah, somebody promised me about life after death before and it never worked, aka Sidious. So we have Vader figuring out that when they build this castle, that is how Vader will be able to connect with the locus of the dark side, which we know is on Mustafar. So let's get into the particulars of this issue, because I want to talk more about Lord Momin. Such an interesting character. The writer Charles Soule did put out on Twitter a while ago he couldn't believe that Lucasfilm actually let him tell the story, and really I can't believe it either, because this is the furthest I think we get into the lore of the Old Republic so far in Star Wars canon. We learn that this Lord Momin, Force-sensitive kid, and he is all about creating things, and to the point where he is discovered by the people of this village that he is just creating these really cruel things, and they put him in prison as a kid. He gets broken out by this Sith warrior that dual wields red lightsabers, really badass. It turns out that Momin actually doesn't agree with the whole apprentice and master thing that was started by Darth Bane. So he ends up killing his master. He ends up just being secluded by himself, trying to discover everything he can about the dark side of the Force, to the point where he's not trying to impress anybody. He's just trying to do this through the will of the dark side. So what he does is he creates this kind of Force harvester machine, which is trying to basically inflict pain on all these people and freeze at a certain time so he can feed off of all this fear and all this dark side energy. But he is actually thwarted by the Jedi, and in doing so he loses all his focus on the machine. All his acolytes get killed, and he basically gets vaporized, and his soul being gets trapped in this helmet. And that's why we see in Lando people putting it on getting possessed. That's why we see in this Darth Vader series people are getting possessed by that. So I thought that was really fascinating about this character that doesn't really fall into the normal kind of shoehorn type of title of a Sith Lord. He is very different, very unique. So very interesting stuff there. I did really enjoy seeing that Vader is going to be set up to maybe even communicate with Padme. Can we see that by the end of this series? Remember, there's only three issues left of this series, so there's a lot to really glean, a lot to speculate on. I cannot wait for this last issue. And next up from IDW, we have Star Wars Adventures Tales from Vader's Castle. This is issue number 3, and it continues that month-long mini-series of 5 issues where we have these rebel characters crashing on to Mustafar. They're trying to survive, and in this issue they actually can only survive by going into the fortress because they're trying to escape the stormtroopers, and it's the only way for them to hide. So then they're in there and they tell another story. This time it's about this Briar Witch with Han and Chewie. After they actually get through the events of Solo Star Wars story, they are smuggling. They get this mission for 1 million credits to bring this Tuca cat statue to this particular location on this planet. When they get there, Chewie is scared. like nothing else, because there's all these like plant things that are supposedly moving. Han Solo is fearless. He doesn't care. He just wants his money. So he goes in there into this briar patch and he gets trapped. He finds out that one of his people he's met before is there, and he's aged considerably, because what happens is there's these flower things that spray this stuff into Han, and then he gets super old. And basically how they get out of there is Han ends up throwing this artifact thing at this witch, and it just, I guess it kills all the plants, weed killer, and they get on their ship and they're away. So I thought it was a pretty cool issue. It's very spooky, as the other two issues have been. I like how it really showcases Chewbacca's bravery, because we see him very scared of going in there, and he ends up saving Han Solo, and in turn they get the heck out of there safely. So yeah, it continues this fun little scary stories, and I'm looking forward to the next one, which is going to be all about Ewoks, so that's going to be really, really fun. So next week you guys can look forward to Dr. Aphra issue number 25. I've been looking forward to that one for a long time, as well as Vader's Castle issue number 4, as well as Star Wars Adventures issue number 15. I will let you guys know that I do have my review for Star Wars Lando's Luck, the young reader novel, as well as my Star Wars Resistance reviews will be standalone videos. So I have already 2 episodes reviewed on that right now. So let's talk about everything that came out this week in the comment section below. Are you guys enjoying Darth Vader issue number 22, especially with the Old Republic stuff that was in this week? How about the Tales from Vader's Castle? Are you guys enjoying those spooky stories just for the month of October? Let's do that in the comment section down below. Please make sure you support the channel if you haven't already, just by simply subscribing. That way you'll never miss another video. My name is Starrapter. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.